Hi, everybody. Keep forgetting to turn it off. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all set. Oh, I've got my glasses on. Oh, that's better. Russ and the... Well, it's not better. I can't see, but you don't see the reflection. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. It's Monday. Oh, still almost Christmas. We're getting there. We're getting there. 12 days to go. 12 days to go. Or 11 days until the big man comes, isn't it? If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Obviously, we hit 10,000 subscribers over the weekend. Thank you very much to everyone. But obviously, the road to 20 begins. You know, it doesn't stop. We keep going. And we'll be doing some special stuff to celebrate that accolade, that accomplishment for the achievement for you guys, because obviously it's you that subscribe, not us. So thank you very, very much indeed. So bit of a damp squib, damp squid. Is it a damp squid or damp squib? Whatever it wasn't great, was it yesterday? Bit of a nothing game, wasn't it? We dominated. I think someone said in our chat, in our WhatsApp group, that if we had a striker, we'd have won 3-0 easily. And yeah, it was like that. We're just missing something at the moment, isn't it? And do you know who I think we're missing? Do you know what I think we're missing? Yeah, striker. There's one person I think we're missing. Is this man, Aaron bloody Cresswell. The last 3 games we haven't played very well, and we've struggled. And he hasn't played. And I think he makes a huge difference from, an assist position, where at the moment everything's coming down the right hand side. With him, it gives you an option for the left side. He's obviously he's dead ball specialist. He's magic. He wears a magic hat. He's got that wicked left foot as well. I think we missed this guy. Hopefully, we're back in time for the Arsenal game on Wednesday. So, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about David Moyes' post-match press conference. It was quite interesting. Usually is the post-match one. Post-match is usually quite interesting. The pre-match is always about, we're looking, blah, 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 blah. But the post-match, because obviously it's more about immediate stuff, more stuff that's happened, so you can reflect a little bit more. Let's just see who we've got in the chat. We've got Het Ludders. Good morning to you. Good afternoon. Not good morning. Obviously, good morning for our American friends. Happy Hammer, hope you're well. Mark, hope you're well. Alex, hope you're well. Oz, hope you're well. Barca Napoli, good game. He does it, and obviously one of them will be knocked out. Good day, Wally. Good morning to you. See, agreement. I agree. We'll talk about that because I think you missed that. And although, to be honest, yesterday I thought Masuaku did all right defensively. I won't say too loud in case Stella hurts me, but I think you missed that. You missed that threat. That sort of, and I think there's a reason why, maybe Souček hasn't got as much in there recently and things like that. I think because Cresswell, he makes, and it's like all these people, he's got, like, you just don't know. And I was looking at it, it's like, just not working. Why is it not working? That left side just doesn't seem to be functioning properly without Cresswell working there. So hopefully be back for the Arsenal game. Happy Hammer, I'm happy. Well, Darren, good afternoon or good evening to you in Thailand. Fred, hope you're well. Big hugs all round. Feeling deflated. We're still 4th in the league, right? Okay, so this is okay. Optimistic Oggy here. I used to do this in the old channel. Optimistic Oggy. We're still 4th in the league. We're in the Europa League qualifiers. Knockout stages of the last 16, whatever it is. We are in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. We're playing Spurs next week. We're still in the FA Cup. The quintuple is still on. There's nothing to be, and we've got to play Arsenal on Wednesday. We beat them. It cements our position. As Wally says, 12 points to go. 12 points to go. 12 points to go. This will this be? I'm gonna have to Google it. When was the quickest we got to 40 points in the Premier League era? We'll have to have a look at that. We'll see. Budgie, hope you're well. So much Moyes out already. No. Gary, good afternoon to you. Good morning to you. Spencer, good morning. We haven't conceded a goal for 3 May now, and we didn't lose. Indeed, we didn't lose. Going to Burnley's not an easy place. It ain't an easy place, is it? So we didn't concede. We've added another game to our fantastically record. Well, not record breaking, but there's over. Is it 42, 43 games where we haven't lost by more than 1 goal? It's the highest across the main 5 European leagues. Come on. There's still stuff to be, reasons to be cheerful. It's the old Ian Jury song, isn't it? That's what we need to do. Reason to be cheerful. Masuaku's best game in 2 years. Budgie, I totally agree. But I think we missed that delivery from Cress. Yeah, Matthew Walker gives you a bit more pace, but he doesn't give you that delivery that Cress is. And I think there's a reason why we haven't just clicked. And it, because all the parts were there apart from one. It was a one missing piece of the puzzle, I think. Defensively, we were sound, I think. Burnley didn't really have much. But it's that forward side, isn't it? Sharky in sunny Hornchurch. It's not sunny. How was it sunny? And I'm on the top of the hill. No, it's not sunny. Don't see West Ham in R18. There we go. Free, yep, good. As long as you're feeling better. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Get it off your chest, man. Get it off your chest. Yep, Masuaku indeed. He's shot. Bar the pen, we weren't clinical enough. Need mess out in January. Origi, Oggy, Lingard, Origi. I don't think we're going to get Origi in January. I've mentioned that many times. Thought Vasic looked decent when he came on. He's improving each time. Masuaku was nearly the hero again. He tried, didn't he? He tried it. I saw a lot of it yesterday. Sad, really. It is. But I thought people are having knee-jerk reactions on it, and I think you always do. And when you die down, that's why I like doing these debriefs the day after. Do you know what I mean? You've had time to reflect, and hell of a season we're still having. Hell of a season. We didn't lose. We didn't get thumped. We haven't lost a game by more than one goal in 40 odd 3 games. It's, the fact is, we've gone this far without a strike already. Do you know what I mean? So, how's my fantasy? I've given up. I know. I'm going to have a look at it. It's a backhanded compliment to Moyes. He's taken so far. People are moaning. Shows expectations have risen and what a great job he's actually doing. Mark, I love the half glass full approach there. You're very, very true in that we've got a point away to Burnley, which is a hard place to get to, and people are moaning because we didn't win. Shows where we are as a team now and as a club, that we demand victory, and that's a really weird place for West Ham to be in. We should win this game. Yeah, we should win this game, but usually we don't win this game. But actually, this team we should be winning. And so sometimes I don't think it's wrong to criticize people, because just because if you play bad, you play bad, regardless of how well we've the last 2 years and how far we've come along. People are entitled to their opinions, but it's when it's a bit sort of a bit of a perspective Pete on it. Do you know what I mean? Just like, okay, let's think of it in hindsight. You know what I mean? Frano, good afternoon to you. Is a gem in the making. He'll become a crucial. I think he will be. Burnley's a tough squad to beat. Drew Chelsea recently too, better than their position. Good point. It is, and unlike a lot of other teams, they've been reasonably consistent in their team selection. Where I think Cornet was out, but still, they've got a very solid team. So it's a solid point, I think. Even though it feels like two different, never underestimated. Always respect the point. I've given up for dropping down the table in earlier seasons. We'd be happy for draw. How times have changed, and that's exactly our point, Rob. Exactly our point. Right. Anyone else pissed at the fact that we are top four? The top four spoken about. If we drop them stuff, of course it will. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's just it's West Ham. Burnley are a difficult side to play against. They kick players off the pitch at times. Indeed, and if you're not physical with them, you have to be physical. Against Burnley, and we're not particular. I think up front, when apart from Antonio, I think we can be a little bit lightweight with Bowen and Ben Rama and Fornals and and Lanzini. It's only sort of defensively and sort of the defensive two, so to speak, in Rice and Souček. I thought Rice had a fantastic game as well. I don't see how being overcritical is beneficial. It's not, but it's just because someone hasn't played well doesn't mean we shouldn't have the right to have a moan up. Do you know what I mean? But it's because we at high level with expectations now. As I said, if this point was last year, like 2-3 years ago, we'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's a point. I'll take that. But now it's like we should be winning these games, and we should be winning these games. Peach, happy well. Now it's to Arsenal, 3 points. Indeed. Burnley, good side. I don't really see why they're so low. The last time they were relegated was 9. Really? No, no, they were. Sean Dyche has brought them up at least once, but I don't know. Fair enough. We looked okay yesterday, missing that last pass. I see. That's what I mean. It's that last pass or shot on target. How great to see the draw, knowing West Ham already in the next round. Indeed. So that's the great thing, and that's another reason to be cheerful. We're not in this group that everyone else is in at the moment. You know what I mean? Man United got PSG in the Champions League. Oh, interesting. Do you know what I mean? So it's great to know that we're not in that group. And I just think it's really, really cool. I think it's very, very cool. I'm very, very happy. Rangers have got Dortmund. So if anyone hasn't seen it, let me just bring it up on the screen. Let me just share the screen, and I can show you where we are. There we go. Let's share that, and let's make that a bit bigger because I know how to do it, unlike Anton. There we go. So we've got Sevilla, Dynamo Zagreb, Atalanta, Olympiacos. We've got Leipzig versus Real Sociedad, Barcelona, Napoli. Ooh, big game. Zenit versus Real Betis. We have got Borussia Dortmund, Rangers, Sheriff Braga, Porto, Lazio. So you'd imagine Sevilla will go through, Atalanta, probably Leipzig, Barcelona. Tough one, maybe Betis, Pellegrini's, Betis, Dortmund, Rangers. Dortmund should be going through that, no problem. Sheriff Braga, that's going to be a tricky one. And Porto, Lazio, you'd imagine. I don't know. It depends. Lazio have the second tie, won't they? So, still, and we're not in that group. We're better than all those teams this season. So there we go. We're better than that lot. Missed an opportunity to play in Lufkin. Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's talk about Moisey. So here is post-match press conference, and let's take my logo out so you can read it. And what we do is we bring you the interesting bits. We go through it all. So basically, he said that our performance was better than we played, but in the final third, we have seen a few times recently. A few, I think it's more than a few, to be honest, David. We've not quite been able to make that final pass or do something a bit special. We scored 3 goals against Chelsea, but we couldn't get any today. Go figure. But we tried hard, and if anyone was going to win it, it was certainly going to be us. I thought we had a good part in dominating the game today, and I totally agree with that. We said this season we always challenge the top teams. We've done that quite well. Last season, we had a near perfect record against teams below us in the league. Maybe teams have tightened up and maybe they're harder for us. I think we've just not done as well as we should have done in this period. You couldn't question our work in the opening couple of minutes of the season, couple of months of the season, for example. We were clean, clinical, crisp. It's just a little hard to get to that point at the moment. We're just trying to find that bit extra, but we found it enough to get the 3 points against Chelsea last week. I totally agree. In terms of penalties, he said, I think this week we're seeing more soft penalty kicks given in the Premier League, in my opinion, than all we've seen all season. So I think if those ones were given, I would have expected today's to be given, i.e. the Craig Dawson one. But it's got to be really correct. I think today's was worthy of that. If that's the level, those penalty kicks on Saturday, of the penalty kicks. Agree with that. Yeah. If last week, if it, it seems to be not consistent approach. We know that, and people have alluded to a conspiracy or whatever, but there's not consistency in penalty kicks at the moment. That's for sure. In terms of asking questions about other peeps, in terms of Antonio, how could a new striker help Antonio? And he said, I don't know. I've been player, and sometimes having competition is not what you want. Sometimes you want to know that you'll get picked every week. Mick deserves to be picked for our team because of what he's done. We're looking for better, not just from Mick. The goals from Mick are not the biggest thing. It's his performance levels that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the standards from when everyone was talking about him so thoroughly, and rightly so. But I think that was because of his all-round performances. I think that's the bit we're looking at. His goals will come. And I agree. I think his goals will come. But I just think his level of performance is not where it was. And so, if you're Mr. Billy Big Bollocks and you're smashing people and you're doing that and you're feeling good and you're feeling fresh and then goals will come because you'll be in the right positions. And I think and Harry Kane did that as well this season, where he keeps dropping to a 10 and to be honest, Conte's told him to go stay up front. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe he's chasing too much down. Beginning of the season, he didn't do a lot of chasing, but when he did it, it was really timely. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't just running aimlessly. And I think he's doing a little bit of that again now. It's almost like he's trying too hard, trying to find that goal, trying to find the ball. So for me, I've just got a text from Mrs. Budden. Can I boost the heating up? I don't think I can I, from here? Can I? Let's have a look. Modern technology, if we can. There we go. I boosted the heating up for her. There we go. She's warm. She's cold, bless her. So yeah. So I think he just needs that bit, and it might be the rest that he needs. It might be, I don't know, something. But he just needs something to keep going. Because I just think he just looks knackered at the moment. Looks knackered, and I just think, or Moise says, you literally just stay up there like Kerbersley did with Tevez when he was running around aimlessly. Stay up there and we'll kick you the ball. Stop moving. Maybe. I don't know. Thoughts on Declan's performance yesterday? Declan was one who raised the levels and the standards, took the fight to Burnley, certainly in the second half. Looked at one point if he was going to waltz through everyone and score. He certainly did. He did great to try and find a way. I think he keeps trying to show in the final third he's trying to make a difference for the team. But I think overall he played very well. I think Dec had a very, very good game. As always, but you expect that of him, which is, again, anything below a 7 or a 7, we think he's injured or whatever, but he's such a high level of competition in terms of him. Should Dec have gone down to win the penalty at the end? He goes, no, I don't want my players to go down easily. I want my players to stay on their feet. I want them to be honest. There were a couple of players that went down a bit easy in the first half that I didn't like. Yet I want penalty kicks, but I want it to be done for the correct reasons. I don't like the game being played in a way where you find a way of getting a penalty. That's not the way I see football. And then Aaron Cresso, is he back for Arsenal? Hopefully so. Hoping so. We're really short, as you can see, and we look to muck through the best we can. But I'll wait and see what we can get back tomorrow and see see how he's done it today. He was in training, so hopefully he might be back in time for some news when we get back tomorrow morning. And I think that's a huge thing. I think that he'll make a huge difference to us against Arsenal on Wednesday. I think that's critical that he's back in that team. He offers the balance. He offers that sort of a little bit of sort of security on the left-hand side, and just his crossing ability as well. So that's what Moisey said. Let's have a look what we got here. Father Snowman, good afternoon to you. What we got here? Let's go up a little bit further. Still fourth. Why so bad? Sad? I'm not sad at all. I'm not sad at all. I'm just saying that I think some people are. For me, I think people are just a bit by it all at the moment, to be honest. Champions League draw to be redone and will be entirely redone at 2:00 following a technical problem with the software of an internal service provider that instructs the officials as to which teams are eligible to play each other. A material error occurred in the draw. As such, it's being redone. Love it. What is going on in this world at the moment? You had the whole thing yesterday with Hamilton and Verstappen, and today Atletico Madrid have cut in talks with you over to ask why for the explanations of the mistakes made in the 16th round. Oh my goodness. Brilliant. Love it. That's great. That's great because that's one of them out, isn't it? Whoever we play, they're a big team. Napoli, I think they could. He's looking tired. 3 in the summer and using, let's say, to keep us fresh. I agree. Afternoon, Snowman. Good afternoon to you. Let's just scroll down. Everyone's talking. So 41 games without losing, more than one goal is good form. It is, mate. Best in the top 5 European leagues. Reasons to be cheerful. Under 23's play Wolves. So they'd be interested to see who's in that team. Origi, Lingard, Tarkowski. No waiting for them to slot in the team. I don't think you'll get 2 out of those 3. I think you'll get 1 out of those 3. I reckon Lingard, Tarkowski, no. Origi, no. Can't see him coming in the January transfer window. Both mean a lot to their teams. Origi with AFCON, with Mane and Sane. They need a defense. They need attacking players, and Tarkowski, Burnley aren't getting rid of him. They want to stay up. And so, I think in the summer, possibly. Moyes out, Christian Horner in. I don't like Christian Horner. I really don't like that man at all. And if you watch Drive to Survive, I can't stand him. Maybe not. Won't hurt anything either. Indeed. Why do you feel about rotating Lanzini? How do you feel about rotating Lanzini in CDM? Well, maybe offensive option needed. Do need to box make runs in the. I think it's solidity, P-Gads, to be honest. I think I don't see a justification for dropping Souček or Rice. One of them just to improve. I think you need that solid base. I think it's the attack. It's that last bit, and the fact is, Rice is now more. I don't think we've got anyone in the team who can do that thrust forward in that run that Rice does. I think Souček offers the, sort of the physical presence in a set plays, corners, and things like that. I wouldn't muck about with it, but. We don't know. The only reason we did it last time was obviously because he was injured. Dec was injured, and Lanzini came in. I think it was Burnley last year, wasn't he? He had a fantastic game for them. Burnley were promoted 22, and then fair enough. Gallagher looks good indeed on loan for Chelsea, but I think his money's going to go up in now. It's going to go up. A little bit of ASMR for you. He needs a Caribbean holiday. Don't we all? Don't we all? Although this is the last day I'm back until the Norwich game, because I'm off to Lapland tomorrow, unless Boris decides to do something in the next 24 hours. So we'll see. So we'll see Kletikar, Zakara, and Leslie in the summer. Kletikar, I can see. I would like to see Kletikar coming in January if we can. Zakaria, I think we're one of many teams looking at him on a free transfer. It'd be a cracking free transfer. And Nesri's the guy that we know that Moyes wants, so we'll see. Didn't get a yellow, so he can play against Arsenal. Indeed. And if he gets a yellow against Arsenal, then he don't play against Norwich. Big whoop. That's what I would do. Who's pulling a note and having a Christmas off? Indeed. Because obviously he can't, or he could actually. He could get himself sent off, couldn't he? He could kick it off on the sideline. Old Nolan. Can I just say, I thought Big Dawes had a good game against Burnley. Typical Burnley. Typical, he's a perfect player to put in for Burnley. Big, big stir. He had like Chris Woods up against him, and it was like a real battle. And it's like old school defender against an old school forward, and it just works. Dawes very rarely puts a foot wrong. And again, when he does, everyone jumps on his back, which shows the level of, if he was doing it every week or he was misplacing passes every week, then you always go, oh, Dawson. Yeah. But it's the same way with West Ham. If we have a sub below par performance, we're up in arms. It just shows, how well he has played and how well he has fitted into the team. Morning, Scott. 5:45 in the morning. God, yeah. Must have insomnia, my friend. Must have insomnia. That will happen when I win the lottery. Yep. They'll win his tickets. No. Redraw it. Some big clubs drawn together. We do it indeed. Oh, are they drawn against? Oh, okay. Right. Well, we'll just okay, let's just redraw it. Brilliant. Why do you think our goals have dried up? Ludders, I don't think they've dried up. I just think we've always had this problem. And it's something that I've mentioned several times. We might win a game 2-3-0. But I've said, we could have won that game 5, 6, 7 goals. And sometimes that, we get the lucky, the Chelsea game, obviously 2 good goals and obviously Masuaku's shot come cross. So a bit of luck. But I don't think they've always dried up. They haven't always been, we haven't been a horrific team, I wouldn't say as such, all the time, consistently. We'll have a purple patch, like a lot of teams. But I always worry, and I've said this several times, when we've won games, I worry how many chances we don't put away. So it's just when you don't get that luck of the rub of the green, when you don't get that penalty or you don't get that free kick or that corner, that's when it sort of shows itself a little bit. And I think, and I know people, I think that Europa League has knackered us out a bit. There's been a ferocious amount of games. We started off very brightly. And sort of this crest. I'm glad that we haven't got Europa League football until March now, which may see an upturn in our performance. Although we still be playing, most weeks we've got playing 2-game weeks, but you won't be travelling to European destinations. You're going to Arsenal and then back home for Norwich, and then Burnley's and and Spurs, and it's not like you're going all over the Europe. So I think again, that will make things better maybe as well. But who knows? I don't know, man. I don't know. Lanzini can play CDM against the right position. He's a maker, but he's a breaker. Maker, but he's a breaker. Love it. Martin, hope you're well. Didn't realize the time. I know. Time flies when you have fun, man. Hope you're well. It's all about the money with the Euros. It is. Should Rice take a yellow to get suspension over versus Norwich? I don't know, to be honest. Is it really worth it? I worry when people do that because, it's, I would probably want, to be honest, our strongest team against Norwich, because that's the one we really should be winning. If he didn't get a yellow against Arsenal and he got a yellow against Norwich, he'd miss Southampton. If he got it at Southampton, he'd miss Watford. So again, we've got, to be honest, look at the next games. We've got Arsenal at home, Arsenal away rather. We got West Ham at home. Arsenal away. We got Norwich, Spurs, Southampton, Watford. We should be winning all 5 of them. I think we really should. And then you got Crystal Palace away 1st of January. Always a tricky game at Palace. Leeds in the Cup. Then we got Leeds twice, haven't we? Leeds in the Cup, Leeds in the league. And then we got Man United away. realistically, we shouldn't be losing another game till the 20th. I reckon Man United away is probably, but we know us. We know West Ham. We haven't got a bad run of fixtures, I don't think. I think we've got a real opportunity now to make a big difference. Problem with goals is, for me, the lack of plan B. We only play one way. The problem I've always had is the over-reliance on Antonio when he's fit. Or when he's fit, when he's not injured. I won't say when he's fit, when he's not injured, because Moyes will always play him, which is fair enough. But for me, I don't think Burnley was the right team to play. Again, the teams where he hasn't played well against are teams where their main strikers are big, physically dominated. Like Wolves, obviously they train with Traore every week, so they know how to play him. Genk had Big Paul. Burnley have got Chris Woods. He's big, physical, gets his body about. I would rather, if the opposition have got a big man up front, I'd rather them play the plan B and play with Bowen. And it just means that we play a little bit more not so direct. It's a bit more passing, and they're big defenders, so you can get in and around them. That's always the issue I have. So, if we did, I don't think we will, but if we did get a striker in, I wouldn't want it to be an Antonio Mark II. I'd want a proper plan B, a nippy striker. But I don't think we're going to get a striker in. And if we did, it would have to be someone similar to it. But then that's David Moyes. That's why he's the manager of West Ham, and that's why I'm talking to you on a West Ham YouTube channel. And that's the golf. So, we trust in Moyes. I totally agree with you, man. I think we're becoming predictable. I think, to be honest, Gary, I think we've always been predictable when Antonio's in the team. I really do. I would rather Traore. I mean, look at how Wolves use Traore. He doesn't start every game. Granted, they've got Jimenez up front and various others. He doesn't start every game. He might come on for the last 20 minutes when the people are tired and they need to close the game out, chase the game. For a few weeks, that's how I'd use Antonio. And I'd unleash him against someone like Norwich. Because the chances are he'll get lots of ball. Same as Southampton, Watford, possibly, Spurs. You unleash him when you need. You start him particularly next couple of games. He needs to get his confidence up. He's a confidence player. The fact is, I've always said he's the best player in the Premier League, in that he doesn't know what he's doing next. So how does a defender know how to do next? So, but if he's on it and he's knocking people and busting in, that's when Antonio's at his best. Not when he's trying to drift down to the right and just run at people. And you need that level of confidence and maybe that level of fitness back up. They have played a lot of games recently, and he's not always and he's not used to playing that many games. He used to get injured quite a lot, didn't he, as well? So where Declan Rice is used to be playing 38 games a season, 34, in the Premier League, same as Souček. So they can churn out those games. Antonio doesn't usually play a full season. He'll play half, three, maybe 2/3 or half a season. So again, probably not getting used to it. Good day or match of the day. You're looking good. The keeper is great. Another day two could have gone in. Indeed, totally agree. Need a poacher. How many balls get it? But then no one. I can't think of a team who has a poacher anymore, like a Tony Cottee or a Jermaine Defoe or someone who's nippy in the box. They're all forwards now, aren't they? Look at Harry Kane or maybe Jesus, possibly. Vardy's not necessarily a poacher, but it's. I would like someone we can come in and just have a proper go. You can come on and just with real pace, because I think pace is the thing that scares defenders nowadays. Nick Pope's man of the match, indeed. Well, there you go, says it. I'd play Okaflex because Okaflex, great shout. Who is a modern day Sheringham poacher? That Berbatov or Chicharito kid? I don't think we've got one. I don't think there is one in the Premier League. Russ, what do you think will happen in Carabao after what is happening with Spurs? I have no idea, David. No idea. I think, well, haven't they've refused a Spurs out of the Europa Conference now, I think. So I don't know how it's. I mean, honestly, if I was a Spurs fan, I wouldn't have a clue. I'd be laughing. But then don't forget they got to play all those games later on in the season, so we'll see. Looks a bit light, although skillful. He needs to bulk up a bit. He does, but I think if you threw him on for 20 minutes, last 20 minutes chasing the game, I think we'd do all right. Lingard and Holosak a great bit of business. That's what I think will happen. I'd like that to happen. Holosak will give you, he's quick. I wouldn't say he's not playing as well as he was last season, but then not, it's I don't think he's the Messiah. I don't think he'll come in and will be banging. He'll banging 20 goals by the end of the season, but he gives us the options to maybe rest Antonio or bring Antonio on in some games as an impact player if we need him. And then if not, he gets a day off. You know what I mean? So I think they did. I think they did kick him out. Don't think any of the youth are up to the Prem at the moment. Give it a year or two. I think some are. I don't think in attacking sense, maybe not. Because I think, but defensively, I think Alessa is. I think Longello is. I think the rest and Ashby. I think the rest maybe not. Maybe not. Andy Carroll available in mid-Jan. That's it. He's in. With Cressy, Scott and Carroll will be lethal. James, it's not a stupid idea at all. Not a stupid idea. And I think, yeah, as I said, I think the one person we've missed more than any in the last few games is the man with the magic hat. Definitely is the man with the magic hat. We have missed him tremendously, and hopefully, by all accounts, he should be back for the Arsenal game. But obviously, Moyes won't tell us he's back because he likes to keep his he likes to get his cards close to his chest, as we know. Defense was good. It was. Gooners is going to be a tough one, but we can smash anyone on a day. Having issues both ends is detrimental. Classy will be very much. They only won in the last three. They've got problems with Aubameyang and stuff like that. I think it's a good time to play him. And I think if you got at Arsenal, I think they crumble. I really do. I think a team that if you can get at them, they're not going to respond. And so I think we need to come out all guns blazing. And so we'll see. I'd love to see Antonio as an impact sub. I totally agree. Scored 4 last time versus he did. That's what I mean. And if that's why I might not, I wouldn't even, maybe not start him against Arsenal. I really don't. I'd rather play Bowen and play more of a fluid 4. And then the defense doesn't mean now has, because you got to think they got big Ben White, and people like that. I just think they wouldn't necessarily know who to pick up. So I would look at that fluidity, but we'll see. Need Tompkins back. I don't know. I think he's past his best, bless him, but we'll see. Have a laugh when we are strikers doing long throws. Exactly. That's what I mean. He's trying to do everything. He's so desperate to try and conjure something that he's trying too hard. I think he's running too much. I think he's chasing balls down too much. I think he just needs to stay up front and stay central, and the goals will come. Hi Pete, hope you're well, my friend. Not trying to get on his back. Love the bloke, but I do agree Antonio's missing form is affecting the. It is because then he's just, and then if he's not, it's like a snowball effect. If he's not holding the ball up properly, or he's not being physical, or he's not chasing people down, that puts pressure on anyone else. And it's not. I mean, the guy's the top Premier League goal scorer, for us. So I wouldn't necessarily, I'm not shouting him down at all. But for me, I just think he could do with a couple of games off, or don't start him, put him on the bench. Everyone talks about that 30 minutes from Wolves last season when he was prime R9 Ronaldo. That's how you need to use him. I really think so. He can't be doing that the whole game. But I've got an Arsenal mate who will rub it right in if we lose, and you'll rub it right in if you win. We'll have more attack, more luck. There'll be attack, and that'll be our advantage. That's when we're at our best, I think, when it's a bit more loose in terms of the game. Burnley set up their structure, and we're never really good at breaking teams down defensively. We're there set that up with 2 banks of 4 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? We're not that good technically. We have the players to do it, but we just can't do that. So, when the game spreads out a little bit, when it's a little bit more back to front, that type of thing, then that's when we're at our best, I think. Particularly because there's more. We've got a lot of pace with Bowen and a fit Antonio and stuff. So that's what I would do. Are yet to make a decision on Tottenham, as I think it's 50-50. Yeah, because Ren will go into their Christmas break, the winter break on the 22nd, I believe. If we can't find a striker, I won't be surprised. We've got your right wing on his way. He can play up top, so he needs a gap right up front. I reckon I think we're just going to get. I think we're going to get Lingard, and that will make a big difference in terms of that rotation. If Yama goes, he goes, but that rotation wouldn't necessarily affect him. And then, it's not, we've been, and go and watch. Stell will be doing the West Ham Weekly tonight, the flagship show at Stell Time, hashtag Stell Time. He'll be talking about transfers anyway, and there'll be lots of people we'll always be linked to, and the list grows higher and higher. I heard it now be down to UEFA to make the right decision as to who would win. Spurs lost their first game with them, so we'll see. Leicester is unseeding the Mickey Mouse Cup. Oh dear, did they qualify? Oh yeah, sorry, they were in Europa League, didn't they? They got third, yeah. We're trying to have spells like this. Grinding out a point is positive. These are the types of games. Now, and also, I was thinking about this last night. We were in almost exactly the same position, similar like last year, coming into January, in that the team weren't really clicking. We were picking up points, but not really sort of like being the West Ham we were at the beginning of that season. Then Jesse came in and gave the whole team a boost, and that's what I can see happening again. I think it's running parallels. Indeed. That's what I was saying, lads. That's what I was saying. Bring back Ilian. Always been forgiven. Right, let's go. Positive. At least Chris Woods didn't score. Good point. Good point. Didn't score. I'm just going through. Everyone's talking to each other. Everyone's talking about Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko, Randolph, and Fredericks got in January. Two. I can see Yarma going. I can see Randolph going. Maybe if a club come in for him. Fredericks, nah, can't see him going. To be honest, who would buy him? He's still injured. You know, he's injured, and you need a run of games to prove he was fit enough. Do you know what I mean? To be fair, Moyes he's working to get his team built. He's a holdover from before his time. Indeed, it really is. I mean, yeah, you got to think about it. Looking at the team, you got to think Fabianski's one. You know, that's the goalkeeper situation is something that he wants to address. Centre back wise, Zuma's clearly his man, and Bono obviously was before his time, but maybe right back obviously was Soufal or Ben Johnson's now. It's his right back. Bowen, yeah, it's probably the last piece of the pie. Antonio, yeah, he wasn't really a striker so much until Moyes came in. So you're totally right there, Scott. Let's not forget 2 years ago, pretty much this exact team was in a relegation. So they've done a lot of good since then to ensure we can have Europe every year. Harley, you're totally right, man. You're totally right. I think we should rename this "Reasons to be Cheerful" because there's a lot of reasons to be cheerful. We're not in the Mickey Mouse Cup. We're not in the next drought. We're not in the next round of the Europa League. We've missed that. We're missing Barcelona, missing Napoli, missing Dortmund. We play them potentially in March, and we're still ready to roll with everything else. What we got here? I can't see him. I've heard no rumblings about that. Can't see it happening. To be honest, he would find it tough here, Peach, with all the fridges being thrown at him. FY, he's on BT Sport. That is on Amazon. I quite like the coverage of Amazon. I like it on the phone particularly because if you turn it the other way, you get all the stats underneath. Very clever. Very clever. Colin, well, my friend, on another day. Because exactly. The fact is, if we weren't creating chances, that's what I'd be worried about. If it was a game where we had no chances created, I'll be worried about. The fact is, we are, and unfortunately, we haven't got that consistent striker who will put away 2 of those chances, and so we haven't had that for years. And so it's no different, but we're getting I remember 2-3 years ago, we couldn't even string 3 passes together. Do you know what I mean? Couldn't get a shot let alone get a shot in the box. So it was just one of those games. As I said, we could have easily, if we got that penalty and scraped a 1-0 win, we'd be all happy about it. Moyes doing a great job. And it would mask the fact that and I think in the same way that it was it was a performance that, we could have easily won that game if we'd a bit of luck. But for me, the flip side is, if we're allowed to call people out if they haven't played well. Yeah, but it's this knee-jerk reaction I hate at the moment. But Colin, that makes a bloody good point. A fit again, Matt, would be a fit. Yeah, he would be. Yeah, I think Dino would have been. Yeah. It'd be great fun. That's a big Jack and Coke on. Oh, I need it, mate. Going on my holidays tomorrow, innit? That's it. That's why I was impressed with back 4. They were brilliant. Even Masuaku was great. I mean, defensively, we're sound. I think we're pretty sound, to be honest. not losing a game by more than one goal in the last 42 games, we haven't got a shit defence. We've always been that. And sometimes where we might have won a game 2-1, where before we might have won it 2-0. And there's that goals, but I think defensively we're all right. I just think for us, it's that, and that's why I can't see him. I think, the fact is we were creating chances, we just weren't putting them away. And that's why I can't see Moyes. I mean, you look around the Premier League, you look around sort of the top leagues in Europe. If you want to buy a striker, you've got to be paying big money. And I don't think Moyes he's got that money to buy, really. I think he wants Lingard. We need a centre-back. We need a centre-back. And then maybe the striker. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely will see, because we can see Lingard coming in. I definitely can see the centre back coming in of some description. I don't think it's going to be Ake. I don't think it's going to be, Tarkowski. Maybe Phillips. I can't really see, because they're not going to sell us these players. They're not going to give. Yeah, there's a player to make your team bigger, West Ham, from Man City. Or the only option, the only flip side of it, the Lingard is if he stayed there, he'd kick up a fuss. Social media, so they'll want him out. Ralph will want him out. I reckon the FA helping the teams can compensate for money they lost. No. To be fair, us 1-0, we'd still have a number of fans with. They would, but I don't mind. But I don't mind fans saying, not maybe not Moyes, but I don't fans saying, oh, Moyes got it wrong, or Antonio should be dropped. There's nothing wrong with that, because Tane should be dropped. He hasn't been playing very well. So there's nothing wrong with calling people, but it's the way you do it, isn't it? I think. And we've set ourselves such a high bar now that we need that, there's anything slightly below, we're not happy. And that shows how far the club have come. They're a victim of their own success, as I said, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if we got a 0-0 draw against Burnley, we'd have been well chuffed for that, because they'd be our relegation rivals and That's not us now. That's not us now. Thank you, Wally. I look forward to, yes, indeed. As long as Boris doesn't decide he want to change anything out before we go, we're fine. Who is realistically the target that we can't get near with a barge pole? Don't like his attitude last year. Be changed his mind. No, do you know what, James? I mean, I don't think we'll get him because Burnley won't sell him. But again, it shows the progression of the club. Tarkowski didn't want to go to a team who were considered pretty much the same as Burnley. To be fair, 2 years ago we weren't we? We're in Europe, weren't really doing anything great, and then his attitude changed because we had a good season and we were a better team. That showed to me. That shows. If he wanted to go then and he doesn't want to go, I don't have a problem with that. Same as Coletta Carr. Coletta Carr didn't want to go to us because he saw it as a downward step, really. But now we're a good team. So he wants to come to us. It shows we're showing progression. But I don't want to cast. I don't think we're going to get him anyway. As long as defensive now is our captain, indeed, should get rid of Masuaku. Yeah, never. Whatever magic that turned into Mendy into sketching this be used against Ramsdale. Ramsdale, see, again, he's played. I mean, I slated Arsenal for buying him. I thought 30 million quid for him when you could get Sam Johnson for like 10 million at the quid at the time. He's played all right, but he was one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen in the Premier League when he was like last year for Bournemouth. So. The signings coming into the season really don't seem to have worked out. We didn't make any buys until the 11th. That's the trouble, isn't it? That's the trouble. You need to get them in early. With our I trust we'll have a few. I think also with the scouts, and I think you'll get a few surprises as well, which aren't. And I mean, there's less leaks. There's less news coming out of the club than there was before, and I think you're going to get a few of these. Oh, okay, who's this guy? And it'll be like someone random. We've had like a few rumors about this guy. There was a guy in from Chile, and he was looking at Barbosa again. And these guys that maybe are not been in the immediate sort of, sites in terms of people we can get in. So I think you'll see. Is it worth putting Vlasic up top? He did play up top, if I remember, for Moscow, I believe. Someone may say that. Is Lapland another name for they should call it at Christmas, shouldn't they? That's what they should call it at Christmas. No, it's not. We sat on another day. We should have scored 3, but we said that every week and never do. We need a spark. We need a spark. And I think that's the same as last year when when Lingard came in. Will players come in January? Newman will surely want to make an impact and arrange a budget before he came. That's what I mean. You're going to come if you don't have the budget, and if anything, the budget may have improved slightly as well. So, and he'll come with a book already of people he like, because he was in gardening leave, and you're still going to look at the team and come up with some ideas, aren't you? So, and I think they're going to be presenting David Moyes with different players than maybe he was finding himself. Coming to the season don't seem to have worked. Could there be classed as panic buys? No, I don't think so. Areola made sense. I think Vlasic makes it. There's a player there. There is a player there, definitely. So there is a player there. But I think for us, I just think they haven't clicked. But then Benny took ages to click as well. So we'll see. Lingard signing 1st of Jan, 3rd at the absolute latest. We'll see. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? We could get him in time for the Leeds game, probably. Because Palace, and we got Palace away in the first, haven't we? So he could be in the team against Leeds, and then he's got to play Leeds a week after as well at home. Steady Ross, remember Roberto, indeed, Lapland, and I've been there before, and it wasn't in Norway, indeed, Lapland, indeed. You're right, mate. See that Duras does a favour, indeed. He knocks one of them out, doesn't it? Don't forget the best signing we made was Marco Boogers. Indeed, so times have changed. Anyway, gentlemen and ladies, I'm going to have to go. Make sure today you check out the flagship show. Steady Arcos will be on with the West Ham Weekly. I'd say 9 o'clock, but who knows? And then Anton will be doing the preview of the Arsenal game on Tuesday night. Wednesday's the watch along. And then Thursday's probably nothing. Friday preview for the Norwich game. I'll be doing the watch along with Anton for the Norwich game, which will be a Iron Supporting Food Banks game as well. So we're getting you guys to donate some money to the food banks during that show. Unfortunately, I cannot be spinning the discs on the Norwich game as I fly back from Lapland Friday evening. Before we changed it, the PCR tests and stuff like that, I could have gone, but unfortunately, I have to self-isolate until I get my day 2 test results. And so, so it'll be my mate Chris will be spinning the disc that day, so I'll be here with you guys. Lucky people, lucky people. And so I hope everyone has a great. And also, thank you to everyone for we hit the 10,000 subscribers, which is great. We'll probably something more Christmas time to celebrate that with all of you guys as well. It's an achievement for all of us. What have we got here? Don't think will be. I don't think so either. Vlasic's show. Maybe we should do a whole thing on Vlasic. Indeed. Thank you for your kind wishes. Hit the like on the way out if you would before you switch the light off. Just hit the like button. It'd be very, very nice. Thank you for all your well wishes for the holiday. I'm looking forward to it. Wait, is Russ an actual DJ? Oh my God! Don't say that. Of course I am. I'm the stadium DJ, aren't I? Duh. Of course. We'll be wearing some West Ham. Of course I will. I will be travelling in colour. I always travel in colours, so I'm travelling in my West Ham Christmas jumper. Me and Mrs. Bunn have Christmas West Ham bubble hats, or just normal bubble hats, but West Ham ones. Flo refuses to wear it, so make sure you watch out. If I can get a good signal, I might pop on one of the watch alongs or something, or maybe the review show for the Arsenal game or something. But who knows? Who knows what the thing's going to be like? But if not, I'll tell you all about it and show you a bunch of pictures when I get back. But there we go. It's -20. It was -26 there last week, so I might pack a jumper. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you're new in here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers now. And also become a member. There's over 50 members on our channel. We'd like to thank every one of them personally at the end of my shows. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Look after Anton and Stel while I'm away. Much love. Bye-bye.
same. Once you let it change. It's like a family tree.